Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today I would like to present a presentation about how social media changes our attitude. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Gayan Alfata. I'm from UPAI Psychology Faculty. So without any further ado, let's get it up. The unreal world. So, Dr. Ali Jazayeri, Associate Professor of Clinical Psychology at the Chicago School of Professional Psychology's Los Angeles campus, believe there are clear and present danger that must be addressed. I definitely believe that social media has had a significant impact on our life. The world we see on Facebook and other social media platform is not the real world. It's a human creation. Jazayeri explained, among the other dangers that Facebook may pose in our life, such as a lack of privacy, is the habit of constantly comparing ourselves to others. When people are happy, they tend to post a lot of happy things. When I'm unhappy, however, I will consciously or unconsciously compare myself to others. As a result, I create a world that isn't real because I imagine that everyone in that world is happy except for me. While each social media site has its own personality and purpose, the widely popular Facebook and its estimate 1 billion active monthly users has gained the most attention from psychologists from the potential to distort an individual sense of self and sense of other people. From a psychological standpoint, what worried Jazayeri the most is the risk of slipping too far into a virtual world and losing touch with the real life, real self, and real priorities. A 2011 clinical report on the impact of social media on children, adolescents, and families published a Pediatrics, the official journal of the American Academy of Pediatrics, was one of the first to raise a issue of Facebook depression among young people, worried that they weren't accumulating enough friends or likes to their status updates. And some people use the social media to create something that they are not. You see, he says, Jazayeri says that the virtual world can distract people so much that from their real life, that they either forget who they are or become so involved in the reality they create that they don't want to work on their own issues. Instead of me trying to deal with things I don't like about myself, I will go online and I present myself in the way I'd like to seem. Without any change, so to me, it's dangerous and very deceptive. If you look at the history of psychology, we've spent the last 100 years trying to help people know themselves better. deal with their shortcomings, deal with things they don't want to have. So we have very reality oriented atmosphere in our Western psychology. Okay, the second topic is conscious collected. Dr. Eleazar Eusebio, an assistant professor in Department of School Psychology at TCSPP's Conscious and Collected. Dr. Eleazar Eusebio, an assistant professor in the Department of School Psychology at TCSPP's Chicago campus, has been fascinated with the concept of virtual worlds and social media since the early chat rooms in the 1990. Something I like to talk about a lot in psychotherapy are in the various dimensions of consciousness. He say it can get really psychoanalytical if you are going to look at what kind of behavior people are putting out there. I have been studying Jungian analysis and I do find it interesting, especially when you look at personality types. Whatever your inner nature tends toward paranoia, narcissism, manic, depressive, or even melodramatic behavior, Eusebio says that things unconsciously manifest themselves rather publicly in an online setting. The third topic is about professional fiber. John Fowler received an MA in psychology at TCSPP's Chicago campus in 2009, and for several years made him business teaching other professionals how to use social media to advance their career. 3 years have passed since he published his book, and he say the social media of today is already vastly different. Professionally, you say that you want to brand yourself, but you can sometimes get so lost in branding yourself the way you want to be perceived that what you present online. However, in a virtual world where everyone exaggerates and reality is always slightly distorted, and temptation to lie or stretch to the truth is stronger than ever. The fourth topic is love in the time of social media. In all of incarnation and manifestation of social media in our life, one aspect that can be ignored particularly when it comes to how we present ourselves and receive others is how the always on must be perfect virtual world has changed our most intimate relationship. Whether you are a single 20-something looking for a Mr. or Mrs. Right, or a newly divorced parent dipping your toes back into the dating scene, online sites such as Match.com, OkCupid.com, and Harmony.com have revolutionized the idea of how we meet and concern with new people. The fairy tales ending are legendary, as are tales of love, loss, and heartbreak. Dr. Melody Bacon, a licensed clinical therapist as Assistant Dean of Academic Affairs and Chair of the Marital and Family Therapy Program at TCSPP's LA campus, says Social media and the distraction of technology cause problem for couple because they provide another way to disconnect. The most people these days have heard stories about Facebook and other of social media sites that offer opportunity to chat or flirt online have wrecked marriage. But Bacon says we shouldn't blame Facebook any more than we should blame our 24/7 depends on cell phone or other digital technology. If someone going to have an affair or cheat in some way, it's just another opportunity, she said. I don't think it causing a problem, but I think it does make it easier. I don't think it necessarily starts relationship, but people become open, they start flirting, and over time it can become where they connect in person. The question is, how real is the virtual paramour, and if the relationship is based on a carefully groomed online persona, how real are you? Disconnect or not disconnect? That disconnect that Bacon referred to is that very heart or of what Turkle is chronicling in Together Alone. The irony of it that we can see it happening to our kids, our friends, and even ourselves. We know it is a problem, but we don't know how to stop it. So Dr. Tom Barrett, department chair and an associate professor in clinical psychology department at TCSPP's Chicago campus, shared many as the same concern as his colleague about people losing themselves in this new virtual world. But he also believed that the motivation for connecting online in the same as it always been, a human urge that belong to be accepted. As the Jasayari says, social media is here to stay and is a new reality we have to contend with. The question is, how do we find balance? I definitely do not want to discard the benefits of all this connectivity, but there has to be a limit to it. He continues, I hope people can begin to recognize that Facebook and social media can be substitute for everything in their life. Instead of me sitting and reading other people post on Facebook for 2 hours, I can go do some community work. Maybe I need to ask myself, why do I always have to be so busy with someone who is not real? Jadi pada paragraf terakhir, Jazayeri mengatakan, terlepas dari keuntungan yang saya dapatkan dengan semua konektivitas, di situ tetap harus ada limit. Dan dia berkata juga, aku berharap orang bisa mulai mengenali bahwa Facebook dan sosial media lainnya gak bisa ditukar dengan apapun yang ada di real life-nya dia, di kehidupan nyatanya. Daripada saya duduk dan membaca buku dibanding orang lain yang mempost suatu postingan di Facebook secara online selama 2 jam, mendingan saya melakukan community work or like community work lah. And dia mengatakan, saya harus bertanya kepada diri saya sendiri, mengapa saya harus selalu terlihat sibuk bersama dengan orang yang tidak nyata. So my opinion, so we have to have a limit for ourselves in social media or online, besides real life, because what you see, what you heard, what you think about online, it's never be a real thing in a real world, because someone sometimes wants to be a fake people, and when you see in real life, they're not like that you see like in online. So yeah, just do it, just keep the limit in online and the real life. Okay, thank you for seeing my presentation. Thank you for the model. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.